past like week and a half, it's gonna be installed. So lots of progress is what it comes down to. So the 2 wings will pretty much be done, and then we'll be looking at the areas that are being abated. So like right now, I guarantee if you go into the library a week from now, it's not gonna be pretty. It's been abated, but now we're just talking about April and May. So it's good stuff. So the scope is definitely moving along.
On that, I had 2 residents call. One of them I promised I would say something. They were a little concerned about the cost of the flyers. I'm just bringing that up. That there were some concerns.
That is why, well, one, you can please let them know that color is no difference in black and white. It was a minimum cost. Sam Teeters and I created all the content for in here, and Findorf put it together for us, no cost.
Okay.
So really the cost is the printing. And we did research to find out that we go big for the color because it's not big.
Sure.
So we actually talked about just putting in black and white because of that same reason. The cost difference was so minimal. So it was interesting. So a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we figured out the cost. So whether it's 1 color, 2 color, or black and white,
okay,
it really wasn't that big of a difference. So here's the positive part. We've dialed in and really pared down the amount of these. The only extras of these are right there on the counter, and then maybe like 8 of them. So maybe 10.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Goodero came in today and complimented flyer this time.
That's nice. So he gave us some feedback. We used too much school speak in one of our more recent ones, which actually leads to the cost of newsletters. We have secured a resource that's called SMORE, so I recommended to the staff that we start getting more of a unified newsletter piece. So right now we send out a digital newsletter once a month, but it's a PDF. Well, this is a digital newsletter that by the click of a button, it translates into Spanish, and we do have a growing Hispanic population, so there's a benefit to that. And with that, there's no design time. So our staff are trained in how to build this. So we just have a software license, and now we have monthly newsletters that are done in SMORE, and they look great. So that just started. I got 2 of them, one from Parkview, one from middle school today in my inbox. So all of that was to be cost effective too.
And
So,
Scott, I asked Sam to share our middle school with the board.
I think you did.
And I don't know if you guys got that yet today, or if you guys have done that.
I think
because
so.
She's off this week. But it's also a neat format because it is user-friendly. The template is there, you click, you post your pictures or whatever. It's interactive, so you can watch videos, you can go to other sites, you can do surveys on it as parents. So you can connect with a Google Doc and we can get information right away. So I'm looking forward to you guys seeing the first one that comes out for the middle school and give us feedback certainly on that. But as Scott said, it really doesn't take a lot of time and provides a uniform look for all our buildings and allows us to share a lot more information.
So based upon the referendum, so this is, we had one update once the referendum was passed and saying this is what's about to occur. Then we have this middle one throughout the process, and then there will be one that says we're all done. That's it. So we also kept it down to 3 for the entire experience. And we are also going to only have 3 community mailings for our district newsletters also. We're trying to go as much digital as possible. And with things like this SMORE, people can sign up to get those. Is the other neat part of it too. So I'm glad they're talking to you. Please let them know.
It was only
hey,
2 phone calls.
Okay, that's okay. No problem. So
I think that communication like that is so important. And I looked at what Bob was talking about. I just saw it. Very nice. I really like that.
We'll send it 4 o'clock.
okay.
And you can look at it on any device because it just goes from top to bottom. So it's really, what do they call that?
You don't have to, it's mobile sensitive, and you don't have to have it like, before you have to have something that can open a PDF.
Right.
Now, whatever, as long as you've
Whatever
got
you
a
have.
phone, it has access to data, that's important. You have to have internet, right? But most phones have some kind of deal. Right.
My brother and I walked through the building, and walked through before we walked through it about a week ago. And we saw you in a meeting, so we didn't bother you.
That's what I do. Yeah, okay.
I've got about 3 pages of
Good,
corrections.
come,
There's some major things that shouldn't be the way they are.
okay,
But I really need to get together with you and, discuss it before it gets too crazy.
sounds good, whenever you're ready.
He's out of town.
It's gotta be done, because some of the stuff gets signed off.
Yeah,
Oh,
we really, to be fair to us, we really haven't signed off on a lot.
Right, no.
is the thing. So we have signed off on like the gym lockers, the locker room.
I don't wanna talk about it because it's.
Well, let's get the list and
Yeah,
let's roll.
it's not-
Yeah, wide open. So again, we meet every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. If that doesn't work, it's okay. But I
So we
would
can do it
say,
Next Tuesday, he's out of town, he's coaching.
well, what I would say is that the construction crew, their construction managers, Scott Marshall, he's accessible. So I
Just go
would,
down and talk to them, yeah.
well, it should be us though. And I wouldn't mind, Dick attends every meeting, so the B&G committee. So let us know. Let's get something set up so whatever you have, we have a chance to look at it and make the corrections wherever we can.
And I'm sure we haven't seen everything, but what we saw.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will be meeting tomorrow at 9,
Yeah,
down in the cafeteria?
Yeah, I think
that
it's gonna be
room,
short.
Whatever it's called.
right.
But I want him along, I don't want just me, I want him to also.
Yep. So sooner than later, right?
Right.
Is the thing?
Right.
It's gotta-
So, because they're engaged with us through the month of August. So if we come in September and say, well, we're not happy with this, this, and this,
No, no.
that won't be good.
No,
So
that should
let's
have been
get
done
on it.
exactly when it got put in, it should have been addressed.
Yeah,
And that's the problem I have, because it's been in probably for months already.
sure, some of it could be.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna be taken down in the hallway.
But even like right now, okay, right now, I've actually seen like corrections on things today. I walked through the hall, like, hey, that drywall's not good, somebody's working on it today. So they're using this big crew to come in and get things cleaned up. So some of it may be, you caught something and we
I'm
want
talking
to
big
address
items.
it.
Yeah, the north wall all comes back down in the main hallway, because that's all, remember, above the lockers, that all comes back out
Have you
again.
seen the lockers where the walls are so crooked and the lockers are?
Yeah, see, that all comes back out again.
Yeah,
That's this summer's project.
It depends on what you're talking about.
yeah.
You know, the main hallway,
Yeah,
that's all,
correct.
all
Correct.
comes
And when you
back
say the
out.
north wall, you're totally right. The
Some of that
north
stuff
wall
has
is all ripped out, it's not gonna stay.
Some stuff has been already framed now, so I don't
Yeah.
know, they're not gonna redo it.
Okay, you
Anyway.
need to talk to us,
Okay.
so let's get it rolling. So if you want to call me to get it set up, email me to get it set up, but let's get it on the calendar so that we can make sure we've got crew there to listen and help make the corrections.
I'd say the soonest would be not tomorrow, but next Tuesday.
Yeah,
If
that'd be
that's,
great.
unless you wanna do it before then.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's spring break, I'm gonna try to take some time off,
Yeah,
so that'd be perfect.
Can't get through the building right now, there's no
Hard hat only zone, so, yeah, next Tuesday would be great, so.
There's a lot of areas you won't get in because there's asbestos.
Monday's packed with meetings and, so I would stay away from that, but Tuesday would be good. All right?
Next Tuesday, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, next Tuesday at 9, or if you needed to meet at a different time, we'll just make it happen, is what I would say. All right, so, we already talked about the policy committee meeting, so that'll be on the next board meeting for approval. The employee benefits advisory meeting, so I have copies of the agenda, just so you can kind of see what's happening with that. So there is another meeting, and you will get a meeting invite, the personnel committee will, for April 1st, April Fool's Day, I believe is the date, for another round of meetings with AVRC. Yep, Monday, April 1st, at 3:30 it will be. So we'll send a meeting invite. Last time we sent out an agenda, now we'll send out a meeting invite for the three committee members. So what happened was we went out to renew RFP. We have a renewal. We're with WCA. We also did get some other quotes. They weren't even worth showing to the committee. So we pared it down to WCA quotes and WIA. As of right now, the most competitive ones, I will just say right now, was WIA. So what happened with WIA is we are looking at not just, we have our base plan, And we're also looking at a high deductible plan, which funds a little bit of a health savings account. So the savings from WIA were significant moving to the high deductible plan. And we want to offer a dual option. When we first start this, that was based upon the advice from multiple districts plus from our broker. So with the dual option, it requires some education. So we've been talking about moving to a high deductible plan with staff for about a year. Just dropping the language, building up capacity to understand it. So Ryan went out, sent a survey out to different banks for the fees associated with having health savings accounts. And the only bank that did not charge any fees, meaning it cost nothing to offer it, was Associated Bank. So we looked at our local banks and their fees were pretty high. And they literally said, hey, you know what, this really is not our thing. So if we're gonna do it, probably your best option is with who you're currently working with. So they vetted that out. So at the next meeting, we're gonna look at what does it mean to offer dual options? What does it mean financially for the school district? How does an HSA work? What are the costs for the school district to do it? And then what premium contribution recommendations do we have also at the same time? Because for us, right now we have like I think it's an 8% renewal from WCA. And actually I think it's a 9% renewal from WCA. But our claims and everything for last year were good. It was good. So we can't figure out why we're at a 9. So we pushed back and still didn't really make a lot of movement. If we're gonna make movement, it's about changing plan design, and that doesn't make any sense when WIA actually gave us a dual option with this high deductible plan and our current plan, and we have savings to do so. And one of the biggest parts that we found out for health insurance for us is the disruption. So we have staff that drive from all over from Mayville. So the great news is we have staff coming from all over. The bad news is they're coming from all over. So when it comes time for network, you see tons of impact it has on staff. So that when we surveyed the staff, that was a very big deal. But when we talked to staff informally about dental insurance, they didn't care so much about the network. They're like, fine, I'll switch dentists. So for health insurance, we have scenarios and options that are gonna get brought again to this advisory group. And then from there, it's my job, working with the personnel committee, to actually bring a recommendation. So they're advisory in capacity, they represent support staff, the teaching staff. So it's great to see the different voices that are in the room. So when it comes to dental insurance, we looked at going we are self-funded. Okay, so we get a percent increase, let's say we're going up 12% again for dental insurance. That is not, we're being charged 12% more by our current provider. We're using the dental insurance in order to be self-funded. Here are the claims, you need to pay for that, right? So we do have a pot of funds that we've helped put aside in order to help do the startup. But we're looking at, because of the unknowns, like 12%, it sounds like a lot. Dental insurance isn't that expensive. So we're looking at some other options, and the fully insured options through our broker right now, through AVR, I would not recommend. So I just know right now those didn't look good. So that was, we have to pay the run out, meaning you gotta finish paying out your claims. Good for being self-funded. Then you get a reset, and now you're at the, we'll call it it's fully insured, and then that's gonna cost more. So you gotta pay more for those claims, plus you have to increase your premiums. Maybe that's the cost to get to stability, so you don't see these 12% increases. Because right now, most dental increases are like 2% if you're in the fully insured. So we'll see. But all of these scenarios will be in writing to the personnel committee, and they will come in writing to the full committee, so you'll actually see the recommendations and most likely the comps and how we got from point A to a point B for both of those. The other option is, so you have a meeting on April 1st at 3:30, and then there will be another meeting on April 8th for the personnel committee to look at another round of dental from a broker that Associated cannot rep. So that's another option for us. We'll see how that works. And that has to do with some disruption, but it still may be okay based upon what we heard from the staff. So all is good. All is actually very good. We got some great news there as far as our options versus last year when we went out to RFP. We had a lot of claims that we did not like. It looked like a very attractive entity to get quotes. So very different right now. So
Yeah.
to me, that's good
Can you
news.
clarify your word disruption as far as we're still talking about the dental, you wanna talk about?
Dental.
health? Dental.
Right.
Okay.
Health insurance disruption, big oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
okay. I just wanted to
I
make
mean-
sure that the last phrase was still.
Some of these are like the big networks in Wisconsin. You've got Ignesian, Dean, Pro Health, and Aurora. One of them is, all you get is Dean.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All these other, and then you lose Children's Hospital, you lose
Right.
UW, you lose all these things. So, and we have reports on where people go, and it literally is this scatter plot. They're using the benefits that are available to them appropriately, because we actually have like great claims for 2018-19 school year at this point in time. So we've done some incentives, like we give them, they set up their UMR account so they can actually track and look at their costs. Okay, here's a wellness point. Okay, set up Teladoc and use Teladoc, which is telemedicine, which we get charged pretty much nothing to use. It saves on our copay stuff. If they go to the local clinic, we get charged a reduced rate. So we've done a lot of education with staff about smart shopping as far as how to use your benefits. And you can see that it's working. So that's the good news. We've done, actually, it's called like Consumerism 101 when it comes to their benefits, is what we've done. So that they understand, because the reality is, if everybody who's in the district who has insurance is a good consumer, that impacts renewal. By impacting renewal, you're actually saving the district, and you're actually out of your pocket too, because they pay a certain percent towards health insurance. It's a win-win-win all across the board. The insurance is there to use when you need it, absolutely, there's the right time to do it. So good updates with that. Located underneath the superintendent report is also including the policies, also is the Governor Evers' budget. Now, that's a big document filled with lots of stuff. Now, what I'm gonna share with you is that we've taken this information, we've talked to Ted Nansky, we've talked to people from the Blue Ribbons Commission group, and we made a determination that we're gonna budget for $200 extra per pupil at this time. We're gonna go conservative. I think they would say you're gonna get more, but we don't know, so we're gonna go conservative. And we're also budgeting to go from the 26% funding for special ed to 30%, maybe even a little bit more, based upon what we've been hearing. So those are the two movements, as far as the budget, that Ryan and I feel comfortable moving with. As more information comes out, maybe it's more solid, great, we'll include that. But right now, Ryan is going to a Baird workshop tomorrow, just to make sure, because right now he's got Skyward, Excel, and the Baird model, all are speaking the same exact thing. He's using all three options for the budget right now, which is great. So he's going to a workshop tomorrow afternoon. It's called the Open Gym, and he's going to have one-on-one time just verifying all of that. We're using that right now to make budget decisions for the 2019-20 school year. We just want to make sure we've got this right, so we're not just punting. So some big decisions are coming your way, you need to know. So there will be a personnel committee before that comes your way too. So we have timelines that we have to follow in the state of Wisconsin that go along with non-renewal for teacher contracts. We have been shrinking as a school district, so it only makes sense for us to start to look at this. We're leveling out, you can see it, we're leveling out. In the meantime, we need staffing to start to level out to reflect the reductions that we're getting in revenue because we shrunk. We have been doing that, so this summer there's lots of consolidation stuff you saw me bring to you and that you approved. So stay tuned on that, I would say. And then I guess at this point in time, the only thing I have is a report. I've got some content I put together for the band trip when you get to them.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Bob, you got any report for us?
Yeah, I do have some things to share. We had our last parent-teacher conferences for the year during the week of March 4th. We do have one more parent event coming up, or community engagement event. I'll talk about that later in my presentation here. Trimester 2 report cards came out recently. We did receive some positive feedback about the new format. The new format includes some additional details on the grading standards and targets versus our first trimester report card, which was bare bones. But that was in response to a very large report card that had too much information from the past school year. The fourth grade tower garden has been installed. Tracy Weiglein has taken the lead on that with our fourth grade tower garden project. The modern woodman, Sarah, I don't know, is this Carwick, is that how that's pronounced? And Kayla Canas donated the garden to our fourth grade. Ms. Carwick stopped in to help kick off the project this past Friday. Also, Tricia Schweckel, owner of Patty Cakes Daycare, was also here and donated the plants. And Joy Hudson both came to set up the garden. Our students are excited to begin learning about plants and watching the plants grow. Walk into the pod of fourth grade. It's a very bright area with all the lights on, but the plants are green as of today and growing. Upcoming events, board exam. A letter was sent home last week to our parents about the details of the upcoming board exam. We'll begin testing our 4th and 8th graders after the spring break here next week in science and social studies. The musical performances are coming up Friday, April 5th, 7 p.m., Saturday, April 6th, 2 and 7 p.m. Students and staff have been working hard to prepare for this big event. This is a musical, our first for the Mayville Middle School, and also the last parent night or community engagement night that I spoke of earlier is April 11th, and will be our Mayville Middle School Literacy Night. So it's on the 11th from 5 to 7. Each grade level will be sharing activities and projects related to literacy that we've been doing throughout the year. And also our last item, Severe Weather Week, is April 8th through 12th. The mock tornado drill will be on Thursday, April 11th in the afternoon. I believe our administrative team will talk about other drills to do this year, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
To get organized on that. Take another relocation drill. And of course, there's going to be monthly fire drills, which will include during that week as well.
Two things. Speaking of that, I mentioned that the auditorium was being renovated. The seats are all gone. So with that, we did have our spring musical. We got great positive feedback about that. Anybody who attended, I think it'd be great if you just mentioned what you thought of the show.
Oh, it was awesome. It was great. It was, I saw 3 of them, and every one of them got better. The final one on Saturday night, they were all at ease. They were at ease, and you could see how they were joking within their characters to each other personally. And the characters that they picked out for the individuals, like you just said, they fit. They fit outstanding. They were good.
They haven't run it showers that last event. Yeah, so now the remaining performances that we had at the high school will be down at the showers. Okay, correct. So we also had the FFA banquet, and I saw pictures and tons of stuff. So I think everybody knows there's been a family emergency for me, and it's been a little crazy as far as what's been going on outside the school. So I wasn't able to make the events, but they're both very important, and I'm glad that you're able to make it and to celebrate and deserve.
The auditorium, we had one light hanging at the west.
Yeah. Oh. So, but Sam was there. She took lots of pictures, and so it's good. I mean, I talked to John. I said that's a big event for us. That was the last one before that 53-year-old auditorium was renovated, and it'll have the same shell, but there won't be anything the same really in that space when we're all said and done. So that's a great accomplishment.
Because they did a test on how long it would take to take the seats out. They took a group of seats out just to see how long it would take, so they could plan.
Yeah. For 4 hours probably. I mean, I saw some pictures as they went. I bet you it took a day. We are talking about, like, okay, as far as fundraising goes, would people appreciate an opportunity to buy seats, like to put their name on seats? So
For the new seats?
Correct. Right. Do people? How open would people be to putting, like, donating to put a name on a section? You know, so we have a brainstorming session going on right now, because the reality is you can go to Sun Prairie High School and they're still fundraising for that. Like, it's a forever thing. So we don't have to have it today ready to go, but I think, you know, to some people, they'd be more than happy to do that. So we're bringing a committee together to talk about how are we pursuing naming rights? Is that something